So this week we had our first therapy appointment, and this is not our first go around to therapy. In fact, I think this is our third time. And the first few times were, I believe we only went twice to each one, and therapists are interesting. I don't know if it's just because of the place that you're in when you go there, the mindset that you're in, but we found it difficult to find one that we both liked, which I feel like is really important. So this was our first time with a new one, and I can't speak for my husband, but he didn't say otherwise, but I think that I like her, and I think we'll stick with her, and she seemed fairly normal. Like, I feel like therapists really have this wide spectrum of like way out there and then like normal. So, and considering that I'm taping all of this, which is way out there and not the normal, I would really like to have a therapist that at least is normal. But the most important part is that I think the perspective when I went in, of course, today I went in and I was really angry before I went in. There was just a lot of emotions going on, so I don't know if I've just been really good at like numbing it, putting a stopper on it, and then all of a sudden it came to the surface because I knew I was going to have to talk about it. So I was prepared today to pretty much like gut my eyes out, and I didn't cry at all. But I think that was because I really felt comfortable, like I felt heard for the first time, and because she seemed optimistic, which I think is the most important part. And in the appointment, the therapist gave me a perspective that I never even thought of. I thought because we've been to a therapist twice before, and because we've made other attempts to repair or fix things, and it failed, I thought, well, clearly that's how it's going to go. Like, this is just going to be like round 4 of all the previous crap we tried before. But she said that it actually makes her optimistic. And I was like, optimistic? That we've tried before and we sucked butt? Okay, sure. Because we were at least trying, and I never looked at it from that way. So I said, well, is it kind of like a bicycle where you get on and you fall down, and you get on and you fall down, and you get on and you fall down, and then just when you've given up hope, all of a sudden, like, you know how to ride, and you just like take off. And she said that's exactly it. Like, it's not that you get on and you fall off, and you get on and you fall off, and then you say, screw it, the bike's broken, and then you just walk away. Most people, if they've even had the energy or the encouragement to actually do all those steps, sometimes it literally takes like a good burn falling off the bike to go, all right, this time I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it work. So, God, I really hope that that's what this is, and that it is not just another round of all the crap we tried before. So we're going to continue to do our DVDs. Hopefully we can squeeze in the time, and then continue to go to the appointments, of which I will do some individual and he will do an individual, and then we will do it together. He has made some serious attempts in the last week, or as they say, repairs, buying flowers and this and that, and to be honest with you, he could be Tom Cruise pulling up in a Ferrari with a million roses, and I still wouldn't pay any attention because I've got so many walls at this point, and I just really feel like I want to keep my distance, but I know that's the last thing I need to be doing. When I was in the appointment, I really had a moment of just frustration. Like, I went in angry, and then I became frustrated because the man who hasn't really opened up to me in at least a year, if not more, all of a sudden sprung to life, like Mr. Chatty Cathy, admitting all his problems and admitting his faults, and then some. And I just sat there going, like, seriously? Like, for a year, this is all I've wanted, for you to just like talk to me, and now all of a sudden you're like this open book. You've got to be kidding me right now. But I also saw it as a positive thing, like, well, at least he's doing that. So that's him making his baby steps to making this work. So as frustrating as it feels that he's just now waiting to make this all happen, at least he's making it happen. So I'm optimistic in that regard, and now I have to work on my receiving part of accepting it and hearing it and believing that this time is going to be the difference. So I hope that this time hitting rock bottom is the wake-up call that he needed. And it seems like that happens a lot, apparently, with women and men in therapy, and that it becomes the wake-up call. So if nothing else, at least he's talking, and I'm excited about that. I'm not very excited about the stuff that's probably going to come out of his mouth in future sessions, because that means accepting my part of it. And I feel like I'm pretty aware of my contribution to the demise of this relationship. That I've got no problems admitting to. I just still don't like hearing it. And I don't know anybody who likes hearing their crap. But admitting it's the first step, right? And then fixing it. So here we are, we're trying to fix it. And at least I feel like I can breathe a little bit. There's like this, in the black hole, there's just this tiny little space of light, and called optimism. And so I finally have it, and I hope that that little tiny hole grows into a big ball of something that will create something amazing and beautiful out of all of this ugliness. And I hope that you can find that for yourself in your relationship, and whatever it may be. And it unfortunately just means like it's going to be a butt ton of work. I can't say this enough, and maybe this is the problem that I have, is just like the ever mounting thought of how much work this is going to be. But I have to stop thinking that way and really think in baby steps, and we are literally like crawling with baby steps here. So I'd rather that slow and steady wins the race than to try to, you know, do too much at once and then we just burn out and then we're right back where we started, or just completely ended. So we shall see, and I'm gonna work on it. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes. I feel like that's what I say every time, but we'll see. It's only been 2 weeks, but I feel like we've really come so far just in 2 weeks, even though there's really no connection yet. But just working towards getting to a place where I'm willing to try to connect, and he's putting the energy to do so. So we'll see.